Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Do I look a little windswept today? I was out on a lobster boat here in Portland, and yeah, I might have got a little windswept sunburn here, but I had to come on and talk a little bit about the news. We have a little bit of sad day for most people who are fans of Alaska today. We also have a cruise ship who is ready to set sail today, and yeah, she just got notified yesterday that the whole sailing is canceled. I'll tell you why. But yeah, just one of those things. Also, we have the town council on the town I'm in right now discussing cruise ships, and we'll talk about that as well. Let's talk about here in Portland, Oregon. Just like in New York, they are talking about some citizens have raised some concerns about traffic and things like that when the cruise ships are in. Now, we were here today when I read this article, and I drove all over town today. We had somebody pick us up, and a local resident, and we were actually driving all over town. And we also went out on one of the shore excursions here, a local fishing lobster excursion. Had a great time out there, one of the smaller chains that are there, which was really nice, and had a great time. Had a great meal today. It was really good. But I can see where the traffic on the main road directly in front of the cruise port. That was heavy, busy. But I'll tell you, there were tons of merchants lined up all along with their tables and chairs and their handmade goods and photography and books and paintings and things to sell to the cruise passengers. And there were 30 or 40 of them all along that area, all waiting for the cruise ships to come in. And that's where it was heaviest as far as sidewalks is concerned. But when we drove outside that little corridor where the cruise ships parked, the rest of the town opened right up. You know, the sidewalks might have been a little busy in some sections when people were looking for a restaurant or a bar or a coffee shop. But when I'm driving everywhere else, it was normal traffic as far as I'm concerned about anything. So I think they're doing it right, and I know that they're not saying they want to ban cruise ships or anything like that. They just want to look at making it easier for the residents to get around on the days that the cruise ships are in. And hey, that's what they're suggesting they're doing. Let's do some pilot projects and see if we can make things easier. That's the way to do it. That's how you come out and fix issues. You work with the cruise ships, you work with the dock, you work with all the businesses, and you come up with solutions. So good job, Portland. I was really impressed that that's the statements they came out with, and they're looking at the concerns, and they're looking at business, and they're coming up with solutions for both. Isn't that a novel idea as well? Okay, well, speaking of novel ideas, a bad thing happened yesterday. Actually, it happened at 7:30 the day before in the evening. The Royal Caribbean decided the Vision of the Seas that's sailing out today out of Baltimore, I'm sorry, your whole cruise is canceled. And that's because of the tropical storm that could turn into a cyclone is heading down into that area, neck of the woods, up into the Carolinas, and they just said, yeah, it's just too close. We're just going to hunker down, and we're not going to be able to sail. So they tried to get everybody as much warning as possible. Not a great situation because some people all fly in a couple days early, but they tried to give as much notice as they possibly could. Once they noticed that the hurricane wasn't going to turn away, and it could severely get worse and not dissipate. So what is Royal Caribbean offering those passengers? Well, they're offering them 100% refund, including taxes, port fees, any of your drink packages, any of your shore excursions you purchased, and I was very glad to see this, your prepaid insurance. Quite often when a cruise is canceled, you don't get your prepaid insurance back, because it's an insurance policy, right? You don't get your car insurance refunded to you if you're in a car accident. So, yeah, Royal Caribbean's even going to do that as well. Plus, after giving everybody their 100% money back, they say you should get it back within 14 days. However, some businesses out there, your banks and your credit unions, they may take longer depending on their policies. But they say they will have instituted the refunds within 14 days. So besides getting all your money back and everything, they're offering also a 50% future cruise credit for a future sailing with Royal Caribbean. So all in all, you know, it's the weather that canceled everything. I think that's a pretty good deal. All your money back, except maybe your airfare, and maybe your hotels. But you get 50% on a future cruise, which should cover the amount that those cost you as well. And also a little bit of sad news, as I'm a big fan of Alaska. It's the end of the Alaska season. The last ship to pull into Anchorage, the Noordam, Holland America's Noordam, pulled in, and it's the final ship of the season. They're shutting down after this. A pretty successful season all in all, considering the issues we had with the rock slide and the closed ports and just different things this year. A pretty successful season, I think, in Alaska, and a lot of people had wonderful cruises out there. But it's time to say goodbye to Alaska and welcome in the Caribbean, because it's now the Caribbean season, and this is when it starts to really pick up. We're almost near the end of the Canadian season, and then everybody starts heading Caribbean, Bermuda, and Mexico, and it is going to be busy this year as much as any other year, because cruise ship bookings are way up. Well, I hope you appreciate this little video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation. Your credit unions, they may take longer depending on their policies, but they say they will have instituted the refunds within 14 days. Also, we have wonderful cruises out there, but it's time to